and free. Like I ain't fought my way out of all these motherfucking situations. Watch this. I'm here to remind y'all, just in case y'all forgot. Mr. 305, no label, stayed hot. 38 a chopper, but please no block. Used to move work, but had no trap, no block, no spots. Mom was cool with the work, but no rocks. Until she found my first nigga rock bad. She said I had enough of this shit. Out to my first baby mama crib. Caught a fuck around off to a Weller's crib. Thank God for music, my savior. That's what helped me fight and save ya. Don't believe these rappers and what they play ya. I wanna be your own motherfucker player. Shit, better said, I am an owner, bitch. Fuck a player. What I got into, they don't know. Everything I've been through, they don't know. What it takes to get to, they don't know. They don't know. My life, pain, struggle, hustle, grind. Them boys knock me down. You must be at your fucking man. My mom taught me to fight. They can't raise me right, and we gon' take over this thing. Fuck down my fucking life. Come back. I've been here for years, grinding blood, sweat, tears. I done gave the game my life. I turned the streets from my bitch to my wife. Every morning I woke up to the same shit. Everybody saying that I ain't shit. Them boys in the streets on that hate shit. Them boys on the same street, same block, doing the same shit. Can't move bricks, but it's 8 balls. Y'all want me, I hate y'all, but I ain't y'all. Y'all can stay gorillas and apes. I'm on my way to the show, getting paid marvelous rates. You the ace, I'm the spader. Cut day where they buck spray. This ain't a duck goose, this duck K. Press love, get duct tape, ASAP. Okay. I'm back and I won't surrender. Let them know now that they gon' remember. Steady, I'm back and I won't surrender. Let them know now that they gon' remember. They don't know what I got into. They don't know everything I've been through. They don't know what it takes to get to. They don't know. They don't know. My life, pain, struggle, hustle, grind. Them boys knock me down. You must be at your fucking man. My mom taught me to fight. They can't erase me right, and we gon' take over this thing. Put down my fucking life. You stack the wall against me, close the doors, I can't come in. You can bet your life against me, bet your ass I'm gonna win. You take that chance, you roll them dice. I prove you wrong, you prove me right. So damn what they say anyway. Who's the black private dick that's a sex machine to all the chicks? You're damn right.
Hello, I am back. You guys requested that I came back, and I'm back. How y'all doing? Missed you guys. I had to take a break, man. It was straining on a brother. Everything that's going on, man. But welcome to the Radical Republicans live show. Of course, I am your host, Jerome Bell, the J Black Mamba Naval Chief Petty Officer, retired 27 years serving this country. And I'm back, and let me tell you, I'm fired up tonight. I'm fired the hell up. And I'm gonna put this out in front. I've lost some viewers because, well, I think because they just couldn't stand the truth. The truth about that, I'm not part of the MAGA cult. I call balls and strikes the way I see it. And if I'm a little critical on Trump, then that's your damn problem. It ain't mine. It ain't mine. I call it the way I see it. And after tonight, the more y'all might stop watching. So more of y'all might stop watching. But it's Sunday night, February 1st, y'all, 2026. We're going to go for 2 straight hours. No commercials. No bullshit. We're just rolling with the truth because y'all know how we do it around here. Uncensored, unfiltered, unedited, unscripted, and unapologetic. And before we get started, let's see who's out here. And I see you, Susan. Hey, I know some people, they like, are you live? I was getting some texts. Are you live tonight? Are you live? Well, I'm back. I see you guys over there. Susan, see you. VA Warrior Mom, missed you, man. On fire. Virginia is on fire. We're going to talk about Virginia tonight, too. We're going to talk about what's going on in Virginia. Y'all have the communists. Running Virginia. Oh, my God. Jamie C., my boy. Jamie Cologne is in the house. And my girl down there in Orlando, Florida area. Miss Pure Blood. I see you in my main man, TBB. Fellow veteran naval sailor. And of course, probably one of the most athletic people I know is K9 Girl. She will run your ass into the dirt. She'll CrossFit train you and everything else. She got this big ass German Shepherd, so you can't fuck with her either. But man, I'm happy to be back. I just had to take some time off, man. I do a lot, and sometimes everything just gets draining. The world drains on you. You know what I mean? And I mean, I've been gone for 2 weeks? Been gone for 2 weeks, and the world has went absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, we got Minnesota. The shit is going on in Minnesota. ICE is doing their job. ICE is doing the best job they can do. This is the mandate. This is the mandate. Get the illegals out of our country. Some of them are terrorists. Some terrorists, I call him a terrorist nurse, supposed to be an NICU or ICU nurse or some shit like that. He decided to interfere, and the boy got smoked. I mean, he got smoked. He got in the way. Don't get in the damn way, right? Just don't get in the damn way. You got Ilhan Omar. Did y'all see that clip? I might have it. I might have to play that, but I don't think I could download it. But anyway, that false flag with her getting squirted with some apple cider vinegar or whatever, right? I mean, did y'all see how pitiful that was? That false flag, that bullshit that they tried to pull off because she's in trouble. But I don't give a damn about Ilhan Omar. I sincerely hope, I did the show on her. I exposed her. I showed everybody exactly right here on the Radical Republicans live show who she is and why she's here and pretty much why she's doing whatever the fuck she wants to do. But I know she's a fraud. She's a criminal. And her whole damn Somali clan back home are criminals. This is why she's here. This is why she's here, because they had to escape. They had to escape General Adid because he was coming after their ass and he was going to cut their heads off. So they had to escape through Kenya and made their way to the United States with the United States' help. And this ungrateful ass refugee is defrauding American citizens out of billions, her and her Somali clan in Little Mogadishu, Somalia, Minneapolis, man. But you saw those. But I'm glad. I'm glad about this though, and I'm glad my black brothers and sisters and my smart Puerto Rican brothers, and I'm just talking about people of color right now because you know how we like to get in this shit, you know. We just like to get in this shit. Sometimes you conservative white folks, y'all stay out of it. You liberal white folks are crazy as hell. They get into it, and that's who's there now. But I'm glad that American black citizens are staying out of that shit because that's not our fight. Go round them all up. Go round them all up. I mean, you got Virginia communists trying to ram abortion up to birth into our Constitution, man. They went, as soon as the communist Spamberger got into office, they just went buck wild. But we knew they were going to do that. Ain't that right? VA warrior mom, and she's fighting that, man. She's working on bills right now, watching the show. We're going to fight back and we're going to win. We got Trump threatening war with Iran. They're supposed to be at the negotiating table. I don't know where that is, but we got this big armada, the biggest armada that we've ever seen over in Iran to bomb Iran for Israel. It's not for America. You guys understand that? It's not for America. Us going to war with Iran is not for America, but it's for Israel. But it said that Trump is compromised. We're going to get into all of this tonight. While Israel continues to commit genocide against Gaza, against the Palestinians in Gaza, Fauci still walking free, still got 29 names on the Epstein's list that's sealed. 29 people. Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, she hey, there's 20. I think she's ready to talk. See, there's 29 people. She's in jail. So why am I in jail? And there's 29 people that got secret deals with the DOJ to avoid prosecution. Who are those 29 people? We need to know. 29 child rapists and enablers protected by our government, by our DOJ leader, Pam Bondi. Got a clip to show you guys. She's hilarious. So we got that to talk about on Friday. And I know people listen to me on the tips. So Friday we got hammered a little bit, but you only got hammered if you sold. If you had the paper, if you got the physical, you're good, right? Gold and silver got hammered. I'm hearing that there may have been a hack of the COMEX, the hack of the CME systems, and like over 7 trillion got stolen. Because if you watched Friday, man, silver dropped from $122 to $84 in one day. Really, actually, it dropped to, you guys didn't see this, but it dropped to like 76. It went all the way down to $76 or $73, and then it rebounded. Okay? And then it rebounded in just one day. I mean, the biggest one-day crash in history. Gold fell from 5,600 down to like under 5,000. Under like 5,000, but I'm watching the spot tonight. Actually, Shanghai just opened. Actually, when we started the show, the spot price, world spot price, Shanghai just opened. So I'm going to see what that is here in a little bit. And I know some of you are panicking. And, Chief, you told us to buy silver. Yeah, I did. I'm still telling you. And I'm still right. If you bought at $25 3 years ago when I told you to, you were still up 236%. If you bought it 32 years ago, you're still up 180%. I mean, even if you just bought in the month of January, just in the month of January alone, you're still up 19%. So we haven't even taken no losses. The only losses are in paper. If you're in paper and if you're doing, the ETF paper stuff and they end up selling because they got triggered with, stop losses and they got triggered, with all these margin calls, then you might have taken a bloodbath. But I've always said, go buy and keep physical silvers. And this was bank manipulated, guys. This These were the big boys. These were the JP Morgans shaking out all the little guys because they are getting crushed in their shorts. And they don't have the physical. They don't have the physical. They get all of these, contracts to deliver, and they're short silver. I mean, they made billions, but they can't buy it. See, so this is why Monday is going to be interesting, okay? Because they made the billions back on paper because they shorted. They bought at the bottom, and they replenished their paper. So I'm expecting a cat bounce here on silver. No, but all the weak hands got shaken out. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm buying more. And if you panic sold, then you got played. If you panicked, and you was watching and sold your shit, then you got played because I still think believe it's gonna go back. I'm holding, I'm buying more. Buy the dip, go get it. So tonight we're gonna cover everything tonight. Okay. Here's what I was talking about as far as coming in with this, the Epstein files, right? I mean, I have to be honest about this, okay? And this is what we do on the show. Joe Olson aircraft carriers a $13 billion floating pinatas in a hypersonic battlefield. Man, who you telling? Carolyn is in the house. Joseph is back in. Appreciate you guys for coming in. But just checking the chats to see who wandered in. Who wandered in while I was, because I can't watch everything, right? I mean, but I don't give a fuck. I have to be honest. Who they are. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's Trump, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates. Interesting story on Bill Gates. Was an email came out. He was begging Epstein for some medicine, right? For some, what do you call it, penicillin or something, some antibiotics, so he can secretly give it to his wife because he had possibly given her STD or some shit. You got Elon Musk, I don't care. Prince Andrew, I don't care. If you raped kids, and they're starting to say now, you got this Nick Fuente shit. I heard Megyn Kelly, sort of hint to it the other day. Well, it's not like they're raping like Nick Fuente says 5-year-olds. Megyn Kelly yesterday said not like they're raping 8-year-olds. These are barely legal girls. But see, so they're starting to set it up. Okay, they're starting to set it up to where, and remember we told you this shit probably 3 years ago. They're going to try to normalize pedophilia with teenagers. Remember the law in California that said, okay, 14, right? They can screw some 14-year-old kid and it's legal. So remember that. Remember we started talking about this about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, where they were going to try to legalize the pedophilia with the teenagers. And Megyn Kelly just said it. I mean, they're barely legal, and this is what they're trying to say. Nick Fuentes said they're barely legal. They're 13, 14, 15-year-old girls and boys. They're kids. They're kids. And if you rape kids, I don't care what age they are before 18 or before 17 and a half or whatever the law is, right? 18. Then you got to burn. You have to burn. Every last one of them. Every last one of them have to burn. And of course, you guys know I'm America only. America only means we take care of our problems, not Israel's, not Ukraine's, ours. And we're going to talk about the gatekeepers, man. Bondi, Cash, Christy Nome. They are still protecting the swamp, pretending to drain it. And you're only going to get this on a Radical Republicans live show. So let's go. Let's just start it off. I'm going to start off with a clip, though. I think I'm going to start it off. Hold on. I got to get to my studio. let's start off with some clips. What do you guys want to hear first? Because some of this stuff, man, is just crazy. It's just insane. You got Sean Ryan is pissed. You got some. Okay, Bongino's supposed to come back. Let's start with Bongino. How about that?
Bluetooth connected.
And I was reading through some stuff that you can only read in the office, and it just involved basically the collusion hoax, Crossfire Hurricane, as it went by, and the various other spin-offs. And when you read from the inside, Sean, when you see the details of what these just absolute animals did to President Trump, and the barriers that broke down, and the guardrails, it was, I mean, I'm not shocked often, Sean. I'm really not. I'm not, again, I'm not trying to put on some faux set of armor. I'm just not shocked often. I've lived 1,000 lifetimes between the Secret Service, the NYPD, running for office, TV shows, and all this other stuff. Just reading through it and seeing it in detail for the first time all put together, you can run a republic like this. You can't. Wow. You absolutely cannot. It was just stunning how all these guardrails broke down at the exact same time, and nobody there. Thank God there was it was and still is a long-ranging investigation into this stuff, because it's just frightening how no one thought to speak up and say, hey, man, not only is this wrong, this is like demonic. This is evil stuff.
See, but notice he didn't say shit about Epstein or the Epstein list, because he already said that, oh, well, if we knew that there was other people besides Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell that they were trafficking these kids to, we would definitely arrest them. Isn't that what him and Cash said? Isn't that what him and Cash said? Right? So now he quits and he's back on. I think he's supposed to be back on tomorrow, Monday. And of course, he's blocked a bunch of people who's like, well, dude, wasn't you the one that was like the first guy, right? Wasn't you the first guy that was out there that was hitting them hard and talking about don't let it go and everything? That was Bongino, right? That was Bongino. Then we have, so we know he's full of shit. And then, of course, this is our illustrious DOJ about Minnesota.
We sent Governor Walz a very strong letter today. We had been working on this letter. We got it out saying that he better support President Trump. He better support the men and women in law enforcement, because if he doesn't, we are. And that's what we're doing right now.
Were there any consequences in this letter?
Well, we'll see. This is fluid. Let's see how Governor Walz responds. Let's see what he does based on this, based on what's happening right now.
Last time I checked, Governor Walz said, get the fuck out of Minnesota, and the mayor said, get the fuck out of Minnesota. And last time I checked, I think the Border Patrol and ICE was not really pulling the fuck out of Minnesota, but they were pulling back. Tom Homan had to come to Minnesota to try to broker a deal or whatever. Then they pretty much backstabbed him and slapped him in the face. Like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And then he left, meeting over there. And they're on the news like, fuck that. No, we got to. I mean, and so it continues in Minnesota. I guess the strongly worded letter didn't work too well, huh? Didn't work too well, So Friday, the DOJ dropped 3 million pages? It was like 3 million pages of Epstein files. Check out and this is the part a lot of people don't know. It was 2,000 videos dropped. 2,000 videos. I haven't seen them. I haven't looked at them. I haven't gone to the Epstein files. But this one I do know. And I'm going to play a clip from Kim Iverson where the DOJ fucked up and they actually put some stuff out there with Trump's name on it. Trump got pissed, like, who the hell? And they deleted it off of the DOJ website. It was there. Kim Iverson has it. I'm gonna play it. It's there, whether it's true or not. I mean, but it's there, and this is like from 2018, 2019. This is some email stuff that went back some years, y'all. This is some emails that went back some years, and they put the stuff out there as part of this 3 million dump, and now it's deleted. It's not on the DOJ website anymore. 180,000 images. You know, and I'm gonna keep saying this, and I'm gonna say it again because I don't know if y'all remember. I told you guys about a story about a cousin of mine that was trafficked, right? Female cousin of mine that was trafficked when we were younger. Yeah, they end up finding her in Florida, but she was never the same, and she actually ended up dying early. But she was never the same because of the drugs they had pumped her up with and shit, you know. So it's like this. I don't give a fuck what party these people belong to. I don't care. Republican, Democrat, Trump, Clinton, Gates, Musk, Prince Andrew, celebrities, billionaires. I don't care. I don't care. If you were on that island, if you were on that plane with little girls, if you raped children, if you killed babies, there's a email in there that talks about. Actually, I have the overlay. I'm gonna put that up. That George Bush the first were eating babies. They were eating them, but we did say that. Here, I'm gonna play this clip. Remember, if you guys, I don't know if you guys remember this, but check this out, right? Check this out. I'm gonna play this.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, de los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos!
That was Gabrielle Rico Jimenez, a model who disappeared from Mexico 15 years ago. She accused the elites of engaging in cannibalism and eating human flesh. She was 21 years old at the time and was handcuffed by police after the tirade before being led away and never seen in public again. And now we might know why. This is a document from the latest Epstein Files release, where a victim alleged that they were a part of some kind of ritualistic sacrifice in which their feet were cut with a scimitar but left no scarring. And then on a yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. This is absolute madness.
Guys, the bunch of stuff in these files is messed up. It's messed up. I'm gonna put this up here. So they talk about George Bush 1, throw that up there. Allegedly, the allegations allegedly that they were eating babies. But remember, hell, what was it? My tinfoil hat wears. Remember when all of this stuff was coming out about what's her name, Brahmanovich or whatever? Or, you know, they were, you know, all this stuff came out of WikiLeaks, right? All this stuff talking about Gloria Vanderbilt and at the Vanderbilt mansion at the Biltmore. Remember, you guys remember that? At the Biltmore Hotel, and they were talking about all of this stuff, man, and how they were raping these kids and eating these kids and burying them. So now all of this stuff is coming out. All this stuff is coming back. All of this stuff that was in the WikiLeaks, right? This is why they wanted Julian Assange murdered. I say, pardon Julian Assange, let him go. I've been saying that. You know, and I'm sorry if a bunch of this stuff. I'm just putting it out the way I see it. I put it all out there, right? I put it all out there, and we know for a fact, especially in Virginia, VA Warrior Mom can attest to this. Damn near, I ain't gonna say all. I won't say all. But how many teachers are sexually abusing these kids? Fairfax County, and it makes a lot of sense because Fairfax County in Virginia per capita has the most sexually exploited and missing children in the nation. In the nation, that's right there in Fairfax County. Yes, more than California, more than Florida. Okay. I mean, so if they did this to children, you just need to burn no exceptions, no deals, no protections. Okay, so I'm gonna throw some stuff out there that dropped in the files if you don't know, right? And you guys have to know, and you guys know, I'm a big Trump supporter, voted for him 3 times, right? But this is some stuff that dropped on Friday. I mean, and this is stuff that was out there and they put it back off the DOJ website. So I'm just going to put it out the way I see it. Trump's name appears in the thousands, they say thousands of times in the documents. I know of one flight that Trump took on Jeffrey Epstein's plane from New Jersey, Teterboro, back to West Palm. I knew that. It says flight log showed Trump on at least 8 times between 1993 and 1996. Maxwell was on 4 of those flights. 1994 court documents. So you guys have to understand, this is not about, per se, me against or me hating on President Trump, because these are 1994 court documents. So before anybody knew about Trump being president, before anybody knew about MAGA, before anybody became MAGA, before anybody became, saying they were America first and all of this shit, right? This is from 1994, y'all. I mean, we knew about this. We've heard about the documents. They've kept them suppressed, but it is what it is. A 14-year-old girl was taken to Mar-a-Lago. Epstein introduced her to Trump. Epstein elbowed Trump playfully. This is a good one, right? Trump smiled, nodded, and they both laughed. That's in the court documents, 1994. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Unverified FBI tips include graphic rape allegations from the 1990s. One unverified tip alleges Trump witnessed the killing and disposal of an infant born to a 13-year-old trafficking victim. Unverified. Photos of Trump with Maxwell found on my guy Steve Bannon's phone. And Steve Bannon actually was set up an interview with Epstein. And the big part it is that the DOJ tried to redact Trump's face in some documents, but the redactions failed and people actually recovered it because they actually didn't redact it right. So you got Commerce Secretary. Trump is surrounded here. Hold on one second. Trump is surrounded. Well, if they had, I don't know. Okay, K3624, welcome back. Say this. So don't you think Obama and Biden would have buried Trump if they had the proof? I said that. K3624. I said that. I said there's no way that they had the information, right? There's no information out there. But here's what I've come to find out. And you guys must understand this. And I'm still not saying Trump did anything bad. I'm just letting you know what's in the documents. And I will still say if the Democrats had the information, they would have used it. I agree. But here's what I found out. Here's what I do know. The uniparty is real, and all of these motherfuckers protect each other. The uniparty is real. This is a game. This is a play on left versus right, Republican versus Democrat. You can see it clear as day, especially with these government shutdowns and what the representatives are voting. You had Republicans go over to make sure that the Democrats get what they want. Sometimes you got the Democrats come over and make sure Republicans get what they want. And The people in the middle, we get screwed. But guess what? They still spend billions of our dollars. You know, the Republicans went, I mean, they voted for and approved $5.6 billion after all of this shit was coming out in Minnesota for refugees. You have to understand who and what the uniparty is. It's one big party, like George Carlin says, right? It's one big party, and we ain't in it. We ain't in it. So, what's the solution? The solution is we need to stop voting for rich billionaire people who really aren't. I guess we have to do our due diligence and stop voting for people that they give us, right? You know, hey, I'm part of it. I voted for Trump 3 times. I know that it seems to me, and I'm going to probably get into this. I know that it seems to me that Trump is very controlled by Israel. Very controlled by Israel. Even in the I mean, this is before the documents even came out. The documents, the new documents come out. Oh, they say that Trump is compromised by Israel and Jared Kushner is running the show. I've always wondered, why is Jared Kushner over in Israel on behalf of the American people and on behalf of the American government, and he's not an elected official? Why is he over there negotiating anything? But he's running the shit over there. Even Trump said Jared Kushner is running the new Gaza thing, right? You know, there's board of peace, and he's running that. I mean, why? Nobody elected Jared Kushner to do that. No, you go vote. You go vote for who you feel the best candidate is, and that's what we do, right? But what has voting truly gotten us right now? Because it seems to be we keep voting for the wrong people. I mean, because I have to be honest. I don't know who Trump is right now. Half the time. He does some good things, then he turns around and does some bad shit. You know, this thing with Greenland, come on, man. All of them are not uniparty, okay? Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But you have to learn and understand who the uniparty are, and you can see them. You can see them, right? Yeah, we thought Trump was different, and hopefully he, in the end, it seems like, hopefully he is. But right now, it seems like he's not. Well, I explained to you guys in my show, I'm glad you mentioned that K3624 is getting us communism. Well, yeah, I said that. Did I not do a show on that? Did I not read the 45 goals of the Communist Party that was read in the congressional record? And I asked the audience, so where are we? We are in a communist fight for the United States. Who was the only person to tell you that? Who was the only person that you listen to on Fox News or Steve Bannon or whoever? Who was the only person that ever told you that? And I told you that a long time ago. Long time ago, that we are in a fight for this country against communism. Against communism. I told you that. You have to see it. I did a show on it. Right here, live and in color. Told you guys that, right? So let's talk about and let's talk about the people that Trump has surrounded himself with. Look at the people. Look at the people that he has surrounded himself with. We got Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, right? He claims, everybody claims that they cut ties with Epstein decades ago. You know, Lutnick called him gross, right? And now we know that that's a complete lie because emails show Lutnick and his wife planned to visit Epstein's private island in 2012 with their children. That's not decades ago. had drinks with Epstein in 2011. That's not decades ago. And we know the relationship at least continued to 2018. And, it's not that long ago. So how far back do we go to say, okay, these guys are cool? I mean, you had Elon Musk in November 2012 asking to visit. Who wants to, in 2012, okay, because what was it? 1998, when everything started coming out about Epstein, right? 2012, you're asking to go to Little St. James? That's what you're asking to do? And Elon Musk asks in these emails, what night will be the wildest party on your island? Plan to bring actress Tallulah Riley. December 13, emails again, will be in the St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? And right now, isn't the St. Bart's, that's that yacht thing, right? St. Bart's area, that's where they do these yacht parties, these orgies or whatever now, I guess. Down there in the yacht land, they have this antibiotic resistant strain of chlamydia going around the island, and everybody has it. Just saw a video on that. And then, of course, Prince Andrew, who denied everything, but, new photos released showing Andrew crouching over an unidentified woman, touching her stomach. 2020, the FBI formally requested to interview Andrew under oath. He refused to go. I'm not leaving. I'm not coming over there across the pond, y'all. Virginia Giuffre, who died by suicide after they tried to kill her in April 2025, accused Andrew of 3 sexual encounters, starting when she was 17. Oh, barely legal. Barely legal. He settled the lawsuit. No admission of guilt, but King Charles stripped him of all of his royal titles in October 2025. Somewhere around there, right? And then Steve Bannon. Love Steve Bannon. Been in his house. Got kicked out, but told you guys about that, right? Bannon filmed hours of interviews with Epstein for a planned redemption documentary. How do you redeem a sexual pedophile? Planned redemption? Redemption from what? Screwing little kids? 2018 text to Epstein. I'd like to do a documentary on the real story. Epstein, yes, great idea. And they found photos of Trump and Maxwell on Bannon's phone during the investigation. Steve Tisch, you don't know who Steve Tisch is? That's the New York Giants owner, co-owner, not owner, co-owner. Multiple email exchanges with Epstein discussing women. Epstein sent Tisch details about women's lives. Tisch asked about a very sweet girl he had lunch with. FBI documents, pay attention to this. Okay, so internal FBI document created August 2019, supposedly 5 days after Epstein's death. I still don't believe Epstein is dead. He didn't kill himself. I believe, and they still hadn't came up with that minute on that clock. They memory hold you guys on that. They didn't, that in that minute, right? They switched out Epstein. So it lists 9 family associates of Epstein, 9 family associates, 8 labeled as co-conspirators, names and faces redacted except Ghislaine Maxwell and Jean-Luc Brunel. So this means to me, I translate this as the FBI knows who the other co-conspirators are. Why are they protecting them? The FBI, Bongino, Cash Patel, they know who the other co-conspirators are, and they've arrested nobody. Think about that for a minute, right? They labeled them. They know who they are, and they've arrested nobody. But here's the big one that just came out. Ghislaine Maxwell. This is a bombshell, like I said, from Ghislaine Maxwell. The 29 protected. December 17th, Ghislaine Maxwell filed a habeas corpus petition trying to get her conviction overturned. She's already been, after the first interview, with the assistant AG or deputy AG, something, got moved to halfway house where she runs the place. And in that filing, she dropped a bomb. 29 people connected to Epstein reached secret settlements with the Justice Department to avoid prosecution and keep their names hidden. Hold on, y'all. My cameras outside are going off. I think someone's in my camera zone and shouldn't be though, but it just keeps going off. Oh, someone's in my driveway. Who is in my driveway, y'all? Oh, that's my son. Grandbaby's coming over. So 29 people connected to Epstein got secret settlements. So let me repeat that again. 29 people who were involved. And didn't we hear, didn't Bongino say and Cash say that if we knew of anybody, we would arrest them and prosecute them? 29 people who were involved in Epstein's sex trafficking operation made deals with the DOJ to avoid being charged. How do you do that? How do you do that? So you got 4 potential co-conspirators. You got 25 men who settled sex abuse allegations. So that's 29 people that they know about. Maxwell is saying that it's unfair that I got prosecuted while these 29 other men, these men, got secret deals and walked free. She says it's unfair. Why am I the only one in jail? Why am I the only one in jail? You know what? She's actually right. She's actually right. I mean, Maxwell is a piece of shit, just like the rest of them. She deserves every single day of her 20-year sentence or whatever she got. But she's not wrong. She's not wrong about this. The DOJ gave 29 people immunity or settlement deals to protect them from prosecution. Who are they? How did they get that? Why? But we don't know because the names are sealed. But the FBI knows. I mean, but we're tinfoil hat wearers. I wear a platinum hat. I think we can make a guess. Oh, the billionaires who paid Epstein millions. I mean, Leon Black paid Epstein $170 million for tax advice. Yeah, right. Tax advice from a guy who don't even know math, who failed out of college or whatever, right? $170 million. I can guess that there's politicians from both parties. Can we agree? Can we agree to that? Politicians from both parties. Celebrities. How about that, right? Celebrities. There were a lot of celebrities down on that island. So what celebrities are in that 29? Foreign royalty. I'm sure Prince Andrew, probably among them, probably one of that 29, right? We got tech executives, talking about Elon Musk. Finance executives, probably everybody fucking around Trump. Probably everybody around him. This is how these people get into their positions. Okay, let me break away from that for a second. This is how people get into their positions. This is how all of them do. Because you know what? All of them are fucking guilty. So they protect each other. You remember Clinton says, if I go down, I'm bringing everybody down with me. Remember? Trump was like, well, if I was president, you'd be in jail. Remember that famous clip from the debate? Oh, you'd be in jail. Now, so we were like, yeah, Trump. Yes, finally, somebody who's going to put Hillary Clinton in jail. Yes. You'd be in jail. Man, we loved the hell out of that, didn't we? What happened? And don't say that, oh, well, the FBI didn't prosecute her and Barr didn't prosecute her. Well, guess what? They just got subpoenaed to the FBI or to Congress, and they're like, fuck you. We ain't coming. We ain't coming. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton said, we ain't coming. You know, I only know, seriously, I know one person, and I know there's a lot of y'all, but I know one person that's been freaking as right as I have, and that's Ann, VA warrior mom, on fucking point all the time. We take the most shit. VA warrior mom and I take the most shit probably from the state of Virginia, and I take the most shit all around. But man, Hillary Clinton's still walking free, right? Hillary Clinton's still walking free, still not arrested, right? So they take care of each other. This is how it's done. This is why you only find, right? I've always wondered, why doesn't a normal person, okay, because I know you have to have money, right? But there's 350 million people. And I think you get half of those people, they can donate money if they believe in you, right? But why is it that only billionaires, it seems, and people with family ties always get in these in these positions? Whether it's president, whether it's judge, whether it's because they're all fucking compromised. All compromised. The good people, I know a bunch of America First candidates like myself, a bunch of America First, America Only candidates that were running for Congress, governor, and none of us got it because you know what? We weren't compromised. We were not compromised. So they could not use us for what they wanted. No, because one of the first things I was asked this by a lot of people, and I never forget this. After my election, 2022, I got a DM from someone I didn't even know. Got a DM and I got a call from someone I don't even know. You know, when I had said that, you know, because one thing they wanted me to do, okay, you got these, you know, you got WinRed and you got, you know, these places that where people donate to, right? Anodot, stuff like that, right? Well, I was with Anodot or something. I wasn't with WinRed. They tried to get me to come over to WinRed, right? WinRed is like the Act Blue of the Democrat Party. WinRed is the Republican version of Act Blue, right? And that's where they would give money to WinRed. So one person told me, said, man, come over to WinRed so we can get you some more money to win this thing, right? Nah, I'm not doing WinRed. Nah, I'm good. Then after my election, you know, I was asked on Ben, I was asked on John, was it JF show? Was the guy John Frederick show? TBB's best buddy. TBB's best buddy, John Fredericks, asked me on his show live, was I going to support Kevin McCarthy? I'm like, nope, not supporting Kevin McCarthy. So after my election, someone called, DM me, said, you know, if you would have supported Kevin McCarthy, you probably would have won in a landslide because no one really wanted Kiggins anyway. They said, we really didn't want Kiggins. We knew what you were for. So we already accounted for your votes and how you were going to vote. That was fine. But we needed you to, you know, at least vote for Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House. Then after I did that, man, they dumped all the money. After I said no, they dumped all the money into Jen Kiggins, and they got Kiggins. But they knew how she was going to vote anyway. She was going to vote for like a, you know, basically like a Democrat, which she's done, which she's proven she's done here recently, of course. But this is how it's done. They're all. Why is Lindsey Graham still in the Senate? He's probably the most corrupt person in the Senate. Why is he there? Why does President Trump endorse this guy? Why does he keep Lindsey Graham around? Why, he's a warmonger. He wants to go to war. He's never seen a war he didn't like. I'm sure he's on the Epstein file tapes. I'm sure he's in that congressional slush fund, part of it. I'm sure he's used some of that. Why is this guy? Because he's corrupt. And they've all corrupted each other. I mean, unfortunately, Trump owes Israel, Miriam Adelson, a lot of money. A lot of money. It's all about money. And they're powerful, they're connected, and they're protected. That's it. That's why. So Maxwell's transfer, like I say, she got that transfer in July after the interview with the Deputy AG Todd Blanche. So shortly after that interview, Maxwell, one of the worst sex criminals in history, at least of this century, got transferred from Florida prison to a low security prison camp in Texas. How does that happen? A cushy transfer like that for one of the most notorious child traffickers in the world. How does that happen? Because she's cooperating, she's giving them information, and the Trump administration is protecting her. See, but what's missing in that? What's missing? Todd Blanche says that there's no client list. Well, all these emails are coming out proving that there is a client list. You have at least 29 people. He was asked this in the news conference. He's like, what people? He's like, what? No, they asked him about the 29 people. Well, what people are you talking about? What men? Oh, what men? He was acting like a dumbass. Dude, you know what 29 people they're talking about. He's like, oh, well, I don't know about 29 men. That's bullshit, man. Maxwell just told you. 29 people with secret deals. The FBI documents list 8 co-conspirators, and you're talking about what people? No list? No list? Of 29 people plus 8 conspirators being protected? My man, you can't have it both ways. And that's my thing. You can't have it both ways. And they withheld 3 million pages. There were 6 million total. They're the dumbasses came out. Oh yeah, well we have 6 million total, but we're only going to release 3 million because we still have to, protect the victims. And then victims' names were accidentally left unredacted. So is that DOJ incompetence, Pam Bondi, strongly worded letter, or intentional? Or intentional to discredit the release? How is it? I mean, what is it? The DOJ claims full compliance with Epstein Files Transparency Act. It's just complete lies, man. It's just complete lies. So here's my take on it, and I'm going to move on. I mean, this is like say, this is big to me. This is personal to me, and it should be to all of you because we're talking about kids. We are talking about kids. This should be personal to you, especially if you have children, especially if you have teenage daughters. This should be very personal to you. Don't care if it's Donald Trump. Don't care if it's Bill Clinton. Don't care if it's Elon Musk. Don't care if it's Bill Gates. If they rape children, they need to burn. This is not, and this is not all about politics. It's not about politics at all. This is not about party loyalty. This is about children. This is about evil, the most evil thing that you can do to a child, to children, that was given to most of us by God. And Ghislaine Maxwell, she's in prison, whatever type of prison she is, but she should rot there. But she's the only one there. And there's more that should be there. 29 people got protected deals. The FBI know who they are. Kash Patel runs the FBI. He has the names. Pam Bondi is the attorney general. She has the names. And they're doing nothing. They all are protecting them. Why? because all these people on that list are untouchable. They're untouchable. If your name was on that list, where would you be? So here's what needs to happen. All 6 million pages need to be released right now. No more delays. No redactions except victims' identities, but they screw that up and release them anyway. No redactions. Release the names of the 29 men or women. We don't know if they're men, but Todd Blanche said men. What men? Who got secret settlements? Arrest all of them. Revoke their immunity deals, indict them, try them, convict them, put them away for life. Arrest the 8 FBI identified co-conspirators. No deals, no pardons, no plea deals, no protections. And I don't care what political party. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how powerful they are. If you rape children, you deserve to be in prison or worse for the rest of your life. End of story, period. And I've said this before, if exposing this burns the entire corrupt system down, if we're talking about destruction of governments, if we're talking about destruction of countries, then good, burn it all down. Burn it all down. And I'm going to say this to my audience, that's my loyal audience. Don't let them gaslight you. Okay, because we know this is what they do. They'll throw some good stuff out there to hide the bad. I mean, some stuff out there, man, is bad stuff. So don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them say that there's no client list, because we all know. We know there's a list, right? Maxwell just proved that. She said 29 with secret deals. She's pissed. She's rotting away in jail. She's pissed. She's going to crack. She's going to tell it all. The FBI know. Demand that those names be released. Demand those with immunity deals be revoked. Demand arrest. Demand justice for these kids. No party loyalty on this, y'all. No exceptions. No mercy. We're talking about kids. When I served this country for 27 years, I put my life on the line for freedom and justice. And there is no justice while child rapists and what they say they be eating them and shit walk free because they cut deals with corrupt prosecutors. And I tell you, Galena is right about one thing. It's unfair that she's in prison again, while 29 others who did the same thing or worse got protected. They probably did worse than she did. But keep her in prison where she belongs. Put the other 9 in there with her. All right. You know, I briefly touched on let me see if I got any. Hold on. Let me see if I got any more clips to jam through. Let's see here. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna play. Hold on. I think I played that one. I'm gonna just run through some clips real quick while I get my voice back.
I give you permission to kill him. He's apparently with blank, he lied to you and he lied to me. Jeffrey Epstein gave that okay to murder someone in an email sent in 2014. But there are so many references to murders and deaths in the Epstein files it boggles the mind. See, you can see here someone named Eva Dubin says Mary Kennedy found dead in her backyard, ... And Epstein replies to that email and says, whoops, which to me definitely sounds like some sort of admission of guilt. Then you've got this email here. Then you've got this email right here, which states back in the 90s, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited a girl for a modeling career. Instead of modeling, she was sold as a slave for sex and torture. Prince Andrew was an accessory to her death as he tortured her and me to force her murder. Basically making the allegation that Prince Andrew is culpable in a trafficked woman's murder. There's also this email, which I'll cover more in depth soon, but basically it states this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all as a former member at the Zorro. I think that's what it says, I can't remember, or an employee at Zorro Ranch. The material below was taken from the Jeffrey Epstein home as my insurance. Then you can see right here he lists 7 different videos, audio, recordings that he claims show Epstein with others, including threesomes, having sex with minors. I'm assuming there would be some powerful people in those images and videos. But as you can see right here, it says, what is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. I mean, right now I could go through dozens, if not hundreds of messages and emails that allude to potential murders or victims who were silenced, victims who were killed, even investigators. I'm very good friends and I've worked on a project with this investigative journalist for the past 2 years who actually was very involved with Epstein, and he just saw today, he sent me a message, that Epstein had actually mentioned this guy to his team and had sent his team basically a bolo alert, like be on the lookout for this guy, this investigative journalist who's asking questions. So it's genuinely really scary shit. But let me remind you, the DOJ, Pam Bondi, all of those individuals right now are trying to claim that there is no further investigation needed. They reiterated it today, they are still claiming Epstein never trafficked a single girl to a single person, and they said that there's nothing worth looking into out of all of these different files. So fuck the DOJ, fuck the FBI, fuck the current administration. They are lying pieces of shit. And honestly, people, we need to be more angry about this. You need to let them hear your voice because we're the only ones that are holding anybody at all responsible for these crimes.
I got really fucking pissed off at the Democrat Party because the maps, the minor attracted persons shit before Trump came into office, we talked about it all the time. Now, why are we protecting? Why is the White House protecting pedophiles? Why is the White House protecting pedophiles? I just don't understand it, Ro. I can't fucking get it through my head why we would protect pedophiles. The other thing is, this country has the biggest fucking problem with sex exploitation and sex trafficking in the world. We can talk about fucking Venezuela and Mexico and Ukraine and Russia and fucking China and waste, fraud, and abuse and fucking liberals this and Democrats this and Republicans. And we have a pedophile problem. We have a fucking pedophile problem in this country, and nobody's doing anything about it in government except you and Thomas Massey. What the fuck is going on?
You know how I know this? Because
is everybody in government a fucking pedophile now? What the fuck is happening?
Yes. Seems like it. Seems like if you ain't worried, mom, man, she's over there. She's uncovering so much shit in the VA schools. How a lot of these teachers are pedophiles, and they don't fire them. They move them. They give them, lighter sentences or different sentences, right? It's crazy. It's crazy, man. If you guys don't follow VA Warrior Mom over there, she on her school shit. She's on the bill shit right now, man, because General Assembly is back in session. But I mean, she dropped the bomb the other night and just had everything. She has everything. Matter of fact, maybe I'll have her on the show next week. If she can get done, depending on how busy she is, I'll get with her, and she's gonna bring all the pedophile shit from Virginia, and VA just just let a commie win. But we told you, man, VA let a commie win. I mean, but it is what it is, I mean, because that's what happens when you have bad candidates, 3624, because people are tired. People are tired. They see the corruption on both sides. So it's like, okay, who do you want to get fucked by? Okay, so let me ask you this. And, I hate to be so blunt about it. But would you rather not get fucked at all, or would you rather get fucked by the Democrat or the Republican because you're a Republican or you're a Democrat? Who would you rather get fucked by? I don't want to get fucked. So a lot of people are tired of voting for. A lot of conservatives are tired of voting for the R just because they have the R. They give us the candidates we're supposed to vote for. You don't have a choice. They didn't really have a real primary in Virginia, because it costs so much. People couldn't get on the ballot. It's like $35,000 or these things, or whatever the case is, to get on the ballot. 10,000 signatures and all of this stuff, man. A lot of people don't have the ground game because they don't have the money to pay people to go and get signatures. No, I'm not playing the lesser of two evils bullshit. Here's what I do, and tell me where you're wasting your vote. Well, I got one motherfucking vote to waste, and I'm gonna waste it if I feel like it. I'm writing my name in every single damn time if there's not a candidate that I trust, because I only trust myself. Now, there's a candidate. I voted for Trump 3 times. 3 times. So, you can't say, oh, you don't vote, waste your vote. Yeah, but I have written my name in a few fucking times on some shit because there just wasn't a person that I trusted, that I knew, that I believed in. Yeah, you're going to get the shit because everybody, if you got the Democrats, I don't know how many Democrats really wanted to vote for Spamberger, but they knew they didn't want to vote for Winston. Just why? Because she had R, but she was the black candidate. I thought we were, vote for the black woman. Yes. You had all these liberal Democrats and Republicans, wanting who were liberals and shit, independents wanting to vote for Kamala Harris because they say she was black, she was Indian. Let's vote for. You had a chance to vote for the first black governor, female, of Virginia. You guys fucking blew it for a communist. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you fucking blew history for a communist. Okay, got the first woman governor. She's fucking communist, man. And fucking Virginia is gonna pay a big fucking toll. Virginia is going to become California in the next 4 years. It's going to be some shit. It's bad. It's going to be bad. You're already getting hit with higher taxes. She said, oh, you can't use gas leaf blowers. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Come and take my gas leaf blower, right? Just this whole laundry list of shit. So my right to vote for anybody I want to. So it's like, it's not a waste to vote if I vote for myself, because voting for myself is never wasted. So I'm going to play another couple of clips. Then I'm going to get to Kim Iverson because she has, I think. But I'm definitely going to play this because this one is actually kind of funny here because, this lady is actually a conservative, but she's like most conservatives. She's fucking pissed off at what's going on, right? Here we go.
Where are you guys at? Like, really, where you at? These new files that have dropped, redacted, although they're redacted, are pretty awful regardless. So, like, where are you at? Specifically you right here. Where are you at? Where are you at? Wasn't this your whole, shtick? Right? Save the children? Wasn't that you? Liz Wheeler? Where are you at? Because I go to your pages and I don't see anything from any of you about anything. I see you posting a bunch of mega slap, okay? And I see you posting a bunch of damn those Democrats and damn those liberals. These files are damning and they're awful. They're terrible. Bringing back up the eat to pay 8 gay conversation, okay? Because it wasn't just about somewhat underage children, right? Because it was about ritualistic stuff. So where are you at? Why haven't you posted about this? Why haven't you talked about this? You got the first binders. You got to go to the White House and get the binders and you got your... Where the fuck are you? Where are you? New media. Where are you at? Why aren't you out here with your millions and millions of followers demanding accountability with the rest of us peons? This actually makes me just as angry as the files themselves do. Because what was that? Why aren't you talking about it? Why haven't you posted about it? Where the fuck are you? You need permission? Did you not get permission? Who the fuck pays you to do this? Who pays you? Just Come out with it. Just tell the people, because this is pretty newsworthy. This is what everybody is talking about. This is where the trend is. Far be it for any of you to try and miss out on a trend. Fucking worthless. You're worthless. I can't even... You were supposed to be the leaders of this movement. You were supposed to be the ones who steamrolled for accountability. Where are you? You know what? Fuck all of you. Every single last one of you. You're still following any of these people? I'm not even really sure why, because they're doing nothing but propagandizing you. Nothing. You can't trust anything that they're saying. Goddamn disappointment. What a damn disappointment.
Yeah, all of those people are part of Con Inc. And I'm not going to even get into TPUSA. Watch Candace Owens. Just watch Candace Owens for the TPUSA shit. That shit is so wild and out there. And I had a friend of mine who used to work for TPUSA, and she quit. She quit working for TPUSA because of the shit that she saw. Because of the shit that she saw and went through. She quit working for TPUSA. And this is way before Charlie got assassinated. So I'm not going to get into the TPUSA shit. But, but that's how we feel. That's how a lot of us feel. That's how a lot of us feel. I was going to get to the gold shit, but, I just I got into it a little bit, but that was theft. That was totally theft. And we're in debt. So, a little bit of what happened, because how news makes the market go crazy, right? So we got this Kevin Warsh guy, a fucking Jew, around Donald Trump. Notice how the Jewish guys, and I don't have anything about Jewish people. I hate fucking Zionists. I hate the fucking Israeli government. I hate what they're doing to that, because I know the end game in that. I told you guys about that a long time ago. But you have all of these Jewish people around Trump and around everything that's happening in the United States. You can't unsee this shit. Okay? Once you see it, it's not about hating Jews, because when my public affairs director was from Israel. Shit, she's just Israeli. We talk every day. She's my girl. Not about hating Jews. And a lot of people, you just hate Jews. No, I don't. It's not even about that. But what it's about is, once you see the shit that I'm talking about, you can't unsee it. You cannot unsee it. Look at everybody that's around Trump. Look at everybody that was for this fucking COVID vaccine, that was in these positions of power at the CDC, the FDA, Moderna, J&J. Just every fucking where. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And it's not anything against Jewish people. It's against the Zionists, man. It just is what it is, right? I know I'm going to get in trouble for that. Somebody's going to fucking report me somewhere or whatever. I don't care. Oh, here's the thing on X too. Somebody's why am I not live on X? Before I continue, you guys get a kick out of this. I know I'm one of the most shadow banned people on Facebook still, on X, one of the most shadow banned people fucking ever on X, right? So I asked Grok. Grok is what? The AI for X, right? So I asked Grok, hey Grok, hey man, am I shadow banned? How come I can't see posts? How come people can't see my post or whatever, right? I'm a premium. I got the blue check, pay my $11 a month or whatever the fuck it was. So Grok comes back and says, oh yeah, man, you're shadow banned like a motherfucker. He said, you're totally shadow banned. He said, yeah, man, no one can see your post. You've been shadow banned, blah, 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 blah. He went all this. He said, if I'm you, man, I stopped paying the $11 premium for the blue check, because you're just wasting money, man. You're not getting shit out there. Yeah, you might get some, be able to put your live out there, but no one sees your live because it's shadow banned, so Grok was like, dude, if I'm you, I stop paying and just be on X as a fucking user, as a regular subscriber. So that's what I do. So that's why I'm not live on X anymore. Because Grok told me, dude, you're wasting your money, man. There's nothing you can do about it. They have you in the algorithm, and there's nothing you can do about it, bro. Amazing. Hey Jackie. Hey Jackie, you gotta inbox me. Inbox me on Facebook or something, but I'll tell you. But anyway, you have to inbox me. Find me. Find me. But yeah, man. Jackie wrote me in at least 2 write-in votes. Woohoo! Facts. But yeah, so that's why I'm not on X, guys. So it is what it is, right? But back to the gold thing. So Kevin Warsh, I think that's how you say it. He's a nominated guy. Trump nominated him. The market panicked, the dollar jumped. So what happens is when the dollar gets stronger, metals crash, right? Dollar get weaker, metals rise. So they work, in reverse order. So some guys did. He took some profit taking or whatever, and that's cool. Do that, take some, and then buy back in, buy the dip or whatever. So, but there was a lot of bank manipulation in there. J.P. Morgan, they dumped a lot of silver, then they came back and bought it on the dip. So, for long term hold, I just tell you that. The dollar is dying, man. We're about to be $40 trillion in debt. Countries are not using the dollar. They're getting away from the dollar. They're getting away from exposure to the dollar. There's a major silver shortage. They made up shit on paper, but you still, if you sold on Friday, you locked in your losses. If you sold, that was a big stupid move, right? I'm gonna say that, right? But nothing changed except the price. If you're holding physical, continue to hold. You didn't sell, just hold. Okay, long term hold. This is insurance against the dollar collapse. It's not a day trading bullshit. So like I said earlier, if you bought 3 years ago, you're still up 236%. You're still doing good. I'm buying more. You should too. So that's my thing. And I'm not recommending any, what do you call it, investment advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Okay. But the dollar is dying. Okay. That's why you got the bricks. Pay attention. Okay. I was going to touch on Minnesota. But what do we have to talk about Minnesota, really? Okay. The big thing is, the ICU nurse got blasted because he was stupid. Had a concealed carry. He had the right to have his gun. He had a concealed carry permit. He had the right to have it, legally armed, no problem. But where he fucked up at was when he got out there getting in law enforcement business. Right? He decided to play fucking hero with the being armed, but playing hero with the federal agents who's also armed. Right? He interfered with federal law, interfered with the federal law enforcement operation. Agents tackled him. The other guy took his gun or whatever, and then they said gun. Hey, and when somebody said gun, man, hey, agents just start blasting, bro. He should have kept it. He should have been in ICU helping people. Is where he should have been. But more film is coming out. More, that wasn't his first time. That wasn't his first time being in the way. He's out there busting taillights out and everything. So, it is what it is. And then we talk about the lady. That was last time. But, stay out of the way, man. Just stay out of the way. I don't know of anybody who stayed out of the way they got shot by law enforcement agents. I don't. You play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. Petty was a dumbass. He's a fucking fool. Just is what it is. Okay? Just is what it is, man. Dude, he never should have been there. And if he was there, he never should have been there. And you don't take, come on, man. You're out there messing around with law enforcement with the gun on you? My friend in Cleveland said, oh, well, they shot an unarmed man. Yeah, because they took the gun from him and then they ended up shooting him or whatever the case is. He was unarmed at the time, but they didn't know that. You're down there wrestling with a guy and he goes to reach for his gun. Shit may not be there, but he goes to reach for his gun. Everybody says, gun. Hey, man, you getting blasted. His fault. Don't play stupid games. That was stupid. Okay? My friend in Cleveland, she got mad at me. I'm like, what are you mad at me for? He was the one that played the dumb game. You know what I mean? And then they say, Kristi Noem lied. Kristi Noem lied. She said he was brandishing a weapon and planning to massacre law enforcement. I don't give a fuck about that, really. I honestly don't. You know, she said that, like, I think when it first happened, and the fog of war type deal or whatever. It was like her first press conference. She really didn't have all the details. Probably shouldn't have said anything. But I mean, he was a terrorist, man. He was a domestic terrorist. He was interfering with federal operations. He was trying to protect illegals. Man, and he got shot. End of story. He got shot. I don't care. And it may sound callous or whatever the case is, but I mean, I don't care. I mean, Minnesota for years, Minnesota's been a sanctuary state. They've been harboring illegal aliens. They've been giving them welfare. This is our money. This is our hard-earned taxpayer money. No, right? Harboring illegal aliens, giving them welfare, food stamps, Medicaid, Section 8 housing, all funded by our tax dollars. And then they defraud us. Then ICE goes in there to clean house. And then these people, you want to come out there and be in the way. Of course, it's paid organization. It's part of the color revolution. And you guys better understand that too. No, we need to deport all of them. And, the sad part is, here's the sad part. The other day, I have a friend that works for ICE. And he told me, he said, man, do you know what fucking 50 million illegal aliens look like? I said, I can't imagine, man. He said, the number is 50 million. He said, man, there are no mass deportations. Zero. There are no mass deportations. It's all bullshit. This is from an ICE guy. So are we being played? I mean, is it looking like, yeah, they found, I think Holman said 145,000 unaccompanied minors probably being trapped, whatever. But I mean, what's being done? The fraud is there. How come nobody is being arrested? How come Ilhan Omar is not being arrested? She's part of it. The Somali scam, they're stealing your tax dollars. Right? The Somali population, we'll talk about this for a second because nobody else will. They're not going to tell you the truth on this, but has the largest Somali, that's why we call it Lil Mogadishu, over 1,000, over 100,000, most in Minneapolis, right? They came here as refugees, fleeing war. What are they doing now? They're robbing us blind. They're the Somalis in Minnesota, they have the highest welfare dependency rate of any group. Why are they on welfare? Why are we spending money for them on welfare? They're on food stamps, Medicaid, cash assistance, Section 8 housing. And they're sending all the money back to Somalia, and the terrorists are getting it back in Somalia. You heard about the daycare fraud. You had the kid, go there and almost get his ass beat. Nick Shirley or whatever his name is, right? Documented massive fraud in Minnesota's child care. Somali immigrants, they set up fake daycares. We went to some here in Idaho. Me and a guy here, we went to around in Idaho. We did, I think, 5, and they were all empty. They all had moved because the thing had came out, so they all had shut down. People's like I said, well, when did they shut down? Oh, 2 weeks ago. People, I mean, they claim that they're watching 20 or 30 kids, and none of them, and the state pays them. They pocket the money, millions stolen, they give it back, and you can't tell me that the mayor don't know, the AG don't know, Frey don't know. You can't tell me that Ilhan Omar is not the lead, is not the head of it all, because she's the biggest fraudster of them all. She's the biggest fraudster of them all, right? She's the perfect example of everything wrong with the Somali refugee program. Everything, immigration fraud. It's documented. She married her brother to commit immigration fraud. Why is she still in Congress? I did a show on that. Told you why. Why is she not arrested? Why is she not expelled from Congress? Why is her citizenship, her green card revoked and sent back to Somalia? Why is that? Why is she still there? She's committed campaign finance violations. She's funneled hundreds of thousands in campaign cash, which is illegal, to her husband's consulting firm. That's illegal. That's an FEC violation. Why is she still in Congress? Why is she not in jail? Her family in Somalia, if you watch the show, I did it. Maybe I'll rerun that or play it again or something. But they're criminals. Her clan back home is connected to warlords and criminal networks. They ran They had slaves. They ran Somalia. Her family clan. This is why she's here. She wasn't escaping the war. She was escaping being executed. Her family was going to get their heads cut off by General Adid because the people in Somalia, were tired of being ruled by the clan family, which is her family. You know? I mean, she's a terrorist sympathizer as well. Fraud. I mean, let's look at it, man. The highest welfare fraud in America. You know, we're supposed to feel sorry for them when ICE goes in there. You know, they have a pipeline for Islamic terrorism, Al-Shabaab and ISIS. They recruit these guys and they sent the money back to them. You know, no, I'm not going to feel sorry for them. Deport every single one of them, no exceptions. If you're here illegally, you're gone. You committed fraud, you're gone. You're on welfare, sending money back to Somalia, you're gone. You know, and then you have these ones, you know, that, you know, they say, you know, the ones they put on the news to pull at your heartstrings about the 5-year-old and the Spider-Man backpack. Yeah, daddy was here illegal, bro. Sorry, you don't know no better. You get caught up, man. You get caught up. You know, they sent, you know, I guess, you know, I mean, they had him on the news with his Spider-Man backpack when the ICE picked him up. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, you know, but here's where I still have a problem. You know, while Bondi is going after Minnesota for harboring illegals, which is good, where's she on the real criminals, man? Where's she on the real criminals? I'm glad they arrested punk ass Don Lemon, even though the judge let him out with no bail, but they did arrest him, right? So he did stay in jail for a night or so. But he should still be in jail. No mercy for him, right? But this activist judge let him out with no bail. He's out of jail. And now he's talking big shit. Well, I'm going to continue to. Man, shut up, bro. They should have kept your ass in jail. No, illegals are voting. Illegals are voting. In Minnesota, we know it. Everyone knows it. The federal government has every right to investigate. You know, hand over the data or lose your funding. They don't want to hand over the voter rolls. You hear, you know, I heard the Mayor Frey on there. Oh, the DOJ wants us to hand over the voter rolls. Yeah, because you're guilty. You're cheating elections. Amy Klobuchar probably lost. Yeah, we want to see who's voting because they're voting illegally. Yeah, we want to know, and you don't want to hand it over. The mayor, the governor, you know, and you know, Walt say, I'm never running for public office again. Probably not, because your ass is gonna be in jail, right? He's not running for governor. He say, I'm not running for public office ever again. He's probably gonna try to escape to China, pull his passport, because he's guilty. He's guilty. I mean, we're talking about just going back to DOJ. You know, we got this meme, you know, 0 arrests. Where's Anthony Fauci? Where is he? I mean, he lied about COVID. He funded gain of function. Millions of people have died. Millions of people are fucked up with this jab and this vaccine because they lied. He lied. Why is he walking free? I mean, I just can't wrap my head around it, man. It just makes me so frustrated. So frustrated. You know, how, you know, we just don't arrest the people and don't hold the people accountable. They've got these gatekeepers, man. We got these gatekeepers, and you know, and I think I think the more and more this stuff comes out, the closer and closer we get to war with Iran. You know, because they're gonna whack the dog on this, man. They're gonna whack the dog, you know, and this is not a war for America. I need to be crystal clear on this. This is for Israel. It's not a war for America. This is a war for Israel. No, I mean, if he's moved these major assets into the Arabian Gulf, Arabian Sea, That takes billions of dollars to move an entire carrier group there and whatnot, to have one probably on standby. But he's demanding that Iran completely end the nuclear program, hand over all uranium to the U.S. Okay, so this is the shit. This is stuff that Gaddafi did. Gaddafi handed over all weapons of mass destruction he had or whatever, Syria, right? And everyone see what's happened to them. So he wants Iran to hand over all uranium to the U.S., eliminate ballistic missiles capable of reaching Israel, stop supporting Hezbollah, Hamas, Houthis, and other regional allies, essentially become a U.S.-Israeli vassal state. Iran said, man, get the fuck out of here. Iran said, if you attack us, we're going to launch 7,000 missiles at Israel. 7,000. They said, we're going to launch missiles on U.S. bases. We're going to launch missiles on your ships. Iran said, no, get the fuck out of here. And now Trump is threatening to wipe them off the face of the earth. Hey, you know, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good idea to go in. I mean, you know, people, you know, and me being a military guy, I get it, man. I want America to always be right. I want America to always be right. But I'm going to say the shit when it's wrong. And regime change in Iran for fucking Israel is wrong. It does not serve the American people. It does absolutely nothing for the American people. Don't tell me that shit about, well, we have to go over there and face them over there so we won't have to face them over here. Well, we already know that's bullshit because we brought them back here. So you can't sell that lie to me anymore about, yeah, we have to go over there, fight them over there so we won't have to fight them over here. Because we brought them back over here. They're here. We brought them back. So when we have to fight, we're probably going to have to fight them here. Because Iran is the only country that truly is keeping from Israel from taking over the entire Middle East with the American backing of America. And we fund the war. We fund their weapons. We give them the weapons. We just did $30 million approved for weapons to Israel. Our money. All while Israel is still committing genocide in Gaza. You can call it what you want to call it. I'm calling it a genocide because it is. I mean, for 15 months, they've been carpet bombing Gaza. I mean, come on, man. It ain't much of Gaza left, man. You got them pushed all the way to the fucking Egyptian border, and you're still killing them? You're still fucking bombing them, man? You know, and the already came out, the border peace, man. This is what we're going to do to Gaza. Hey, we're going to turn it into beachfront fucking property. And we're okay. And people seem to be okay with that. I'm not. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with, just like, the Holocaust, or just like the fucking, really the Holodomor. If you don't know what the Holodomor was, you need to go and check out how the Bolsheviks killed over 60 million fucking Christians. Okay, well, you might want to go check that shit out before you start talking about the Holocaust. But anyway, that's another story too. But all a war does against Iran and these other countries, we are the only ones died. Israel never supplies soldiers. They never do. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that Israel never, like Iraq, Afghanistan, any of the wars that we had in Iraq, did you guys know that Israel has never supplied one fucking soldier? Not one. So all it does is kill Americans. All it does is just kill Americans. So, I'm totally against the war with Iran because it's not for us. It's not for us. Iran is not a threat to us. We already talked about Venezuela. We already got our problems there. We're going to have our problems with that. But that's not our war, man. That's not our war. I love America. I want America first, America only. But this shit, that shit about Israel, that's Israel first. I mean, and we talk about the consistency, right? We talk about, man, people say, man, you changed, man. Are you a Democrat, man? You're not MAGA no more. You're not a conservative. No, but I'm not the one that changed. I'm not the one that changed. Here's the inconsistency or the consistency, right? Trump ran on ending foreign wars, endless wars, ending foreign aid, America first, no more Middle East intervention. Okay. Okay, I'm still about that. Okay, so who changed? Was it me or was it him? I didn't change. I haven't changed my tone. I haven't changed anything that I stand for. But now he's threatening a war in the Middle East. He ran on not doing that, right? For Israel, right? While giving Israel billions of dollars still every year. I mean, so we're deploying carrier strike groups. We're threatening war, and we're risking American lives for what? So Israel can dominate the Middle East? So Netanyahu can sleep better at night? So Netanyahu, but you know what? Oh, man. Abraham Traore, he had a message for Netanyahu. I might play that. He had a message for Netanyahu. I mean, so Israel can continue bombing Palestinians into oblivion? Is this why? Is this why we're doing that? No, our border is being secured now. It's still, it's not sealed. Being secure and sealed is two different things. No, we have drug cartels, whether you want to believe it or not, they steal and they control entire regions of our Southwest. American cities are war zones. We have, not even the shit that's going on in Minneapolis, but we have LA now. We have Atlanta all over, man. We got these color revolutions popping up. We having these shit popping up in all these cities about ICE. But we've had war zones. We got Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Detroit. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Our debt is $38 trillion. Inflation is destroying working families. And I'm supposed to give a fuck about bombing Iran? But Israel? No, so Iran is like, we'll fire back if we're attacked. And you know what? They will. And they have some shit. They have some hypersonics, man. No, Joe Olson is in the chat. He mentioned it. They have hypersonics. I think they dropped a couple. I think what happened in the 12-day war, Iran launched some stuff, and they, let Israel, they used up their Iron Dome missiles because they were launching some shit. So they used up the Iron Dome missiles, and Iran's like, okay, now our turn. And they dropped a couple of hypersonics on it, and Israel's like, okay, we good. Told Trump, okay, man, just bomb it. We're good. And now supposedly Israel has this new weapon, laser type weapon or whatever it is, that's supposed to be up and running. So now they got Billy Bad that's supposed to protect them 100%, right? So I don't know if that's going to work against hypersonics, but now they're Billy Badass again. So once that came online, like, okay, all right, okay, America, now let's go after Iran again, right? But we're talking ballistic missiles that can hit Israel, U.S. bases in Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the UAE. They got drones. I mean, they got allies all across the region. So this is not this won't be a quick surgical thing like the bomb. Like they say, oh, we took out their total, obliterated their capabilities to launch nuclear weapons and to have nuclear weapons. That was supposed to be the reason for, attacking Iran. But I told you then that was a lie. I told you then they missed. I told you then that we're going to have to go back because we did not obliterate shit. We missed. I told you guys that. We missed. There was nothing there. We missed. We didn't obliterate anything. So if we have to go in there and we do this and they make us go to war because they're protecting the Epstein list, they don't want this shit to come out, it's going to be another long, bloody regional war. American people, American troops are going to come back in coffins and body bags, man, in coffins, flag-draped coffins. You know, we're going to have oil prices will skyrocket. Everything, man. The global economy will tank. I mean, this is going to be bad. I mean, so Israel feels safer while they genocide Palestinians? So Israel, so I'm sorry. So Iran says that they'll negotiate if U.S. lifts sanctions because it's true enough that sanctions has devastated the Iran's economy, and that's what sanctions are for. Sanctions are used to devastate economies to make the people mad, so they rise up against their own government. So this is basically what's truly happening in Iran and with the people. The people are kind of mad; they're hungry, and that's what it's for. So they blame people, so they try to regime change inside. This is why they do sanctions. U.S. recognizes Iran's right to have civilian nuclear energy. The U.S. stops interfering in their region. Stay the fuck out of our business, man. You know? And that's negotiation. You know, but Trump, at the behest of Israel, is saying Iran give up everything and get nothing. So Iran's like, fuck it, yo. Okay, we got missiles. We're ready. Iran said that they got their hands on the trigger, and if it even looks like that they're going to get attacked, they're going to press the button. They say they have 7,000 missiles to shoot at Israel. I don't think Israel could handle 7,000. But America should just stay out, man. I mean, let's just be honest, man. Who wants to go back? Let Israel and Iran handle their own problems, man. We've been in the Middle East for 20 plus years. Invaded Afghanistan, invaded Iraq, Libya, Syria to present. We're still in Iraq. I mean, Yemen, supporting Saudi Arabia. We spent trillions of dollars. I mean, thousands of American lives lost. And the region is more unstable now. Before we get this is what we do. The region is more unstable now than when they had fucking Saddam. Saddam was the stabilizer there in the Middle East. You know, you got Turkey. I mean, it's time to leave. It's time to bring our troops home. It's time to just seal our border. You know, let's get the cartels out of here. Fix our economy. Take care of our people. That's America first. That's America only. That's what I fight for. That's what I'm talking about. That's me. Okay, it's not about fucking the R anymore, man, because the R has sold us out. The R has sold us out. I mean, is your life any fucking better? Maybe a little bit. Egg prices has gone down, but I get eggs from my neighbor. Well, we need to take care of Americans, man. We got veterans. We got homeless that's still on the street. Working families still trying to survive, man. And we can't keep blaming this shit. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, it was Joe Biden's economy. I keep hearing them say that. Yeah, okay, it is. Then I hear Trump talk about the tariffs and everybody's getting $2,000. And, you know, we got these fucking, man, it's just so much, man. I see why I get tired, right? That's why I just get drained because I get so involved in this. We got these, you know, all the gatekeepers that's not doing their job, the cash patels, they're still freaking just going. Dan Bongino was controlled. Dan Bongino was controlled opposition. You guys understand, right? No, a lot of these people are totally just controlled opposition, man, to keep both sides fighting against each other, man. Why is George Soros not arrested? A lot of this color revolution stuff they know is funded by George Soros. Why is he not arrested? Why are the people, why is it, let me ask you this. Why is it they see the people if they're with the bullhorns, right? They see these people. Why are these people not arrested? They know where the money is coming from. Why are these people not arrested? Why? Why are these people? Why? None of them. Why is it? Why is it, man? You know, the people that get arrested, you got some journalists get arrested, I guess. You got whistleblowers. Whistleblowers are getting arrested, right? You had the Doge Social Security leaker get arrested. We had January 6th grandmas get arrested. See, the system protects these people. They protect its own. Fauci protected. Biden's. No one's, what happened to the big guy? You know, what about the shell companies? What about the foreign nationals who bribed the Bidens? What about Tony Bobulinski's testimony, the laptop evidence? What about Hunter's laptop? Right? Oh, well, that's because Biden pardoned them. Okay, okay, you can't pardon people that ain't fucking, guilty, that haven't been arrested, that haven't been convicted. And then the auto pen, where's that person? Where are the BLM rioters? Where are all them? They got arrested and released. I mean, caused billions of dollars of damage. Where are all these people? Right? I mean, in like I said, back to Virginia. There's one thing in Virginia, and I guess that's the mid-decade redistricting. I think Virginia won that one, right? Right, Ann? The Tazewell Circuit George blocked it and ruled it unconstitutional. So that's a win. So you won't get redistricted in in Virginia. You know, but you had automatic felon voting that passed for a November ballot. Murderers, rapists, pedophiles, auto restored voting rights, man. Same-sex marriage passed. It's on the November ballot. No, abortion up to birth passed the House and the Senate. What the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing? We have communists taking over the country. Virginia, ICE cooperation denied. DEI restored. You got 4 constitutional amendments. 4 constitutional amendments that I just mentioned. That's going to the ballot. They're going to vote on that to change their constitution. Not just to have, but these 4 items are going up for vote to change the Constitution of Virginia, to put abortion up to birth into the Constitution. Do you guys understand what we're up against? And we're worried about fucking Iran? But Israel? Are we kidding? Are you guys kidding me, man? Like Jackie say, Tina Peters, poor lady, is still rotting away in jail. And Congress has done nothing but line their pockets. That is murder. That's murder. That's murder, man. And we're worried about fucking Iran. And this is why I say, I'm not sorry, I had to answer this. I'm not talking about and thinking about fucking, whether it's a R or what. If the R is wrong, man, the R is wrong. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. It's, I'm a constitutional conservative. People ask, well, are you going to run for office again? Are you going to run for office again? I'm without a party, man. And I would run as an independent, as a conservative independent. I would run as a conservative independent. But, when you're talking about running races and raising money, man, if you're not a Republican or a Democrat, you can hardly raise money because people don't believe. People think, oh, well, there's going to be a wasted vote if I vote for the independent. But what about if everybody voted for the independent? What about if everybody stopped voting for the fucking R and the D? What about if how about we just replace everybody in Congress? How about we do that? How about just for one time? How about in 2026, all 435 and however many fucking senators are up, but at least all 435 members of Congress are voted out for somebody new. I don't care. Because you know what? You got in 2 years, you can vote the next person out. But they're not entrenched. They're not You know, I mean, you have these people, man. It's like 435 seats are up for vote. 435 people need to get the fuck out of Congress. That's what we need to do. That's the only way we're going to change it. That's the only way we're going to change it. And, you know, I think that's what we need to do. That's the only way we can change what's happening, man. Congress isn't working for us. Look at what they're doing now. Another partial government shut down. You're not even being obligatory to your oath. You're supposed to, and you know, to the rules of Congress, to the Constitution. Your oath is to support and defend the Constitution. The Constitution says that you will submit a budget. When is the last time a budget's been submitted? They keep kicking this can down the road. They keep with this bullshit, this left-right bullshit, and they all go drink. I'm telling you, I've been up there. They all drink together. They all eat together. They party. They be together. It's us against them. I've been up there. I've seen it with my own eyes. So I just think, you know, I'm gonna play this song because I think this is me. This is the way I feel. I truly feel right now as far as our Congress and our government, because we're protecting pedophiles, we're protecting the billionaires. So on the way out, I'm gonna play a song that really, you know, hits home to how I feel, because, you know, this is it's just total bullshit, you know, and everything. So, but I think this is what we need to do, and I don't mean it literally. I mean, we need to replace everybody in Congress. We need to replace everybody in Congress. And if we ever get a person that can run, that can be on the ballot, that can, you know, because, you know, they blackball you, right? You know, they blackball candidates. They won't, you know, basically like they did to RFK, right? You know, like they did to RFK, they wouldn't let him on the debate stage because, oh, you didn't have a high enough percentage of the votes of the poll or whatever, and so you know, they rigged that shit to where you can't get on the debate stage. So you can't get on the debate stage. People, you know, can't even hear what you're talking about, can't see what you're talking about. It's just all bullshit, man. We're just fucked. We're just fucked right now. I mean, you know, and I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, because I'm not, because we have to do something to take the republic back. And I think the best thing that we can do is this. I'll see you guys next week. I believe I'll be here next week. Shit, I don't know. But just check your notifications, hit notifications on here. If you like the show, hit like or your thumbs up or whatever you have over there on Rumble and on Getter, and share the show, man. Share the show, because, I mean, I don't think you're going to get any truth like you get here. You know, honestly, definitely wishful thinking. You know, that we get the commies out of here, because we are, and I've said it before, we are in a fight for this great country, and we're in a communist fight. We're in a fight, and this is a color revolution we're in. I mean, look around all the big cities, man. Coming to a city near you, y'all. So get ready, and love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll check y'all out next week.
They've been poking at the wolf. Now the wolf got teeth. They forgot I came from fire, and I don't do peace. Cross that line, boy, that's your last mistake. 'Cause I don't want twice, I just raise the stakes. You threaten mine, and you threaten your life. I don't do prayer circles, I return the strike. Ain't no fear in my bones, ain't no backing out. Say my name wrong once, and now I'm hearing it out. I'll burn this bitch down, don't test my flame. You play with hellfire, you say my name. You come for my people, I'll take your crown. I swear to God, I'll burn this bitch down. down. I ain't violent for sport, but I finish what you start. I'm the storm in the dark, I'm the iron heart. Kick dirt on my door and I'll bury the plot. I don't bluff, motherfucker, I take the shot. I don't fight fair, I fight final instead. Till the whole damn room learns what I said. Protect what's mine, that's a blood-borne vow. Say a word wrong, you'll find out now. I'll burn this bitch down, don't test my flame. You play with hellfire, you say my name. You come for my people, I'll take your crown. I swear to God, I'll burn this bitch down. I'll burn this bitch down, leave nothing behind. Push me too far, I'll lose my mind. You want that smoke, I'll bring that sound. One last chance before I burn this bitch down. Last breath, last spark, last round. Touch mine once, I'll level the ground. I'll burn this bitch down, don't test my flame. You play with hellfire, you say my name. You push on my family, I'll take you out. I warned you once. Now